Hi, Dick Boucher, Sandy Hill Locomotive Works here again. Continuing on some work with the wheels on the LaFrance fire pumper engine from Coles Models. The wheels are all machined, and each one of them needs a bushing in the center here. So I'm just going to use, since the wheels aren't going to be revolving at any great speed, I'm going to make them just out of this piece of brass just to fit the axles. So basically, I've machined off one end nice and smooth. I'm just going to take my little micrometer height gauge here and mark them at 7/8 of an inch long. All right, got a collet set up here, and I've got a stop in the collet. So I'll take my parting tool, mount it in the tool holder here. Check and make sure it'll go all the way through. That's good. Now I'm going to cut these off a little long and face them to length afterwards. Got to adjust the height of my cutting tool here. Kind of an old system. You can see the scale is facing the back of the lathe, so I'm still a little high on my setting. I've got the tool right on the center of the cut here. And I've got to stick a little bit more tool out here. You can come up just a slight touch here. All right. Now, the way I tend to do things is I make a part and I put it where it's going to go. The reason I'm doing that is not to get confused. The bore holes in these pieces are different size for the front wheels and the back wheels. Now, I try to have everything arranged so that when I get to the filming, I've got everything handy, but it's going to take me a while to get used to that. So now I got to go get my calipers. These bushings are supposed to be 875, 7/8. So I'll set the caliper at 875. I'll measure it. I got 7/1000ths to take off. Come in, touch, set 0, move 7. Check my work. Come out 1/1000ths undersize. And if I set a different place, they come out 5/10 undersize. But like they say, plenty good enough for government work. Or at least that's what I used to say when I was working for a living. On 2. Three and 4. Now, having kept all those little brass pieces in my scrap jar, that might wind up as scrap. It might go back to the drawer. This definitely is going back to the drawer. There's still plenty of material there. I'm going to be drilling these 1 imperial size under the size I'm using. So the 5/16, I'm going to use a 19/64 drill. Now the question is, this is brass I'm drilling in. So let me see if I can get this camera to focus here. I'm getting the hang of this now. I think. Can you see the land, the flattened spot? Right on the cutting edge here. Wow, this is hard working in the right here on the cutting edge. I've taken a stone and just taken the sharpness off that edge right there for cutting in brass. If you don't, the drill's got to catch and pull itself right up into your workpiece and probably ruin your workpiece and ruin your day and maybe even do some damage to your equipment. Center drill. Drill. countersink. And ream 5/16. Turn around, touch the countersink to where the hole broke out. One down, front wheel. Repeat the process. Actually, repeat the process for the front wheel. I'm going to make a little change for the rear wheel here. I'll do a rear wheel on the video and then I'll finish those off camera. Center drill again with the 1964 drill all the way through. Now I'm going to move up to a 23/64 drill. And again, out of my drill set that's marked brass. And then the 3/8 reamer. Touch to the countersink, turn it around, touch the end that broke out, and there you have one bushing for the front wheel, one bushing for the rear wheel. This is the front truck to the LaFrance fire engine here on the bench, and the bushing fits very nicely. But we've got one problem, the bushing's just a little bit too long. Tolerance is caught up. So I'm going to take the thrust washer here and a little touch on some 1500 paper to make sure there are no burrs on it. And again, my digital caliper, bring it down, touch it, turn it on. It's at 0. The bushing's got to be shortened by 31 thousandths. So I'll go over and do that in the lathe. That's nothing to really have to bother videoing, but I'll go trim it and come back and show you the finished product. I've just been over the lathe. I've turned the bushing down to the dimension. I've got the thrust washer, the bushing, the face washer, the nut. Tighten the nut down, and the bushing turns quite nicely. There's no end slop. It came out very good. So I'll do the other 3 wheels off camera, and I will press the bushing into the wheel, and things should start looking pretty good about now. I've changed some operations. I keep learning. I'm learning a little more on the camera. I've set the focus to manual, and I've set the focus on this piece, so I think maybe we won't have that moving in and out when the camera's searching for its focal point. And I'm starting to master, shall I say, the editing sequence here to get these things put together into a nice smooth video. So off to the arbor press, get the wheel pressed into the arbor, and we'll see what's next on the list here. Well, that'll take care of this video. Made some progress here. Hope you found some of the things I've been doing on this interesting, and we'll see you the next time around. In the meantime, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up if you got a mind to, and I'll see you on the next video. So long.